let you cross me. My mind shuts down and I can't compete. My body's shaking and I'm scared to say just how I feel. Gotta turn on that noise so I can make the right choice. I need to know, as if you won't listen, I might just have to go. I want to leave this all behind. Can we?
Oh my god. Wait, can you hear me? Can these guys, can everyone hear me? Hold on. Yep, we're on. We're on. Oh, that's why. It's because, hold on.
Wow,
Yeah,
look at this.
right? So we got a new background. We're back at it. Anyways, so okay, I couldn't see our like voice, so I didn't know if we were actually on. Yeah, guys, we're back. Episode 96. It's been a while. It's been hard. We're busy lives. We got a lot going on the last couple.
Rougher, man. It's rougher these days to like even pave out an hour.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but I mean, we're trying here. It took us what 3 weeks to get from episode 95 to episode 96.
Yeah.
But we're back at it, guys. Like I said, we have exciting news. We have a lot of exciting things going on. We have a new background, a new thing. I'm trying to figure out what we can do with the empty space, because there's a lot of black empty space here. Oh my god, who the heck is this? Thank you so much for the follow, man. I really appreciate it. Shots, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which I know for a fact I'm not. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Wait, Far's hand chops. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Adam, we went to the same high school. Did we really?
Oh.
What is
High school friends?
if you don't mind me asking what your name is, so that I can see. Also, how'd you find me? Anyway, because I don't advertise this. But anyway,
Yeah.
Ben. Oh,
Adam,
you
stop being
son of a
such
bitch.
friend.
No, he got me. All right, who are you really? You really got me. I actually thought it was, but because I was like, no, seriously, wow, that's great. Anyway, but hey, it's nice to meet you, man. Thank you so much for joining onto the channel. I appreciate it. But we're, like I said, we're back. Oh, you found it through a Discord server that shared it. That's actually really cool, man. That is really cool. I don't know a Discord server that would share my stuff, but I appreciate it. And it's very nice to meet you. But anyways, like I said, we're back. My head is still too big. I got to fix this a little bit. I'm going to slouch a little bit so that you don't I don't look like I'm bald. We have a new background, trying to figure out what to do with the black empty space here. So if you guys have any suggestions, or if anyone has any suggestions for like how we can kind of maybe fill out some of this, we're all ears. The bottom left corner is going to be for all the posters, all the pictures, and all the other stuff that we do for the news. But like I didn't really know what to do. I just kind of threw our logo on the right because I just kind of didn't know what to do here, and on the middle here I don't really know. Maybe we can throw like an internal background, but I felt like a static background would look really weird with a non-static background. You know what I mean? But we're still figuring out. It's new, so
Put a picture of Henry Cavill right there in the middle.
oh hell yeah.
Just a motivation.
Our freaking yeah, I just our celebrity crush and just in
Just
general.
remind us why we're here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Are you Andrew's father, and is Shane his uncle on his mother's side? How'd you know?
What is
Wow, he
going
knows our
on?
entire family history.
Yeah, he
That's
does.
crazy.
I am.
Adam's
Is it
my
show?
son, though.
Yeah.
It's the complexion. I know.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Technically, Andrew is older than me, so I would be his fun. I would be his white son. I would be his white son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my adopted son.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Twice removed.
You're adopted? No.
Twice.
I'm just finding out about this now, to be honest with you. I thought I was Asian this entire time. But anyway, we're back at it, guys, and episode 96. And first thing right off the bat, guys, we were going to celebrate it last week, but it was Andrew's birthday last week. Andrew,
oh yeah, shit.
happy birthday.
He got drunk.
Yeah, he
Thank
did.
you.
Yeah, he did.
Thank you.
We were gonna go on, and Andrew sent this little texty text saying he was unable to perform. Let's just to do that, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so do you have a good birthday then? I imagine.
I did.
Oh, good.
I did. Yeah, it's been a while, but I did have to go one.
Oh, good.
Good.
Good to hear, man. Yeah, because it was snowing.
It was snowing.
It was.
Yeah,
Right? So,
it was snowing. Yeah,
So did you go out?
so it was hard to do anything.
Oh.
No, I kind of stayed home, but people came to me, so that was a good
Nice.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Nice.
Very good. Well, I'm glad, and happy birthday again. You know, that's awesome. Another year and another.
Day closer to death. Yeah, I know.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to get that dark, you know. But no, yeah, that's great. How old are you now? 34?
Why you gotta
That's
bring
exactly-
numbers into this, Adam? I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm at age. I'm at an age.
Yeah, that's
so how
great.
about that?
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm
That's
at
cool. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, 34.
You're a day closer to retirement. Yeah, we can bring it to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A day closer to retirement.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There
But
you go.
yeah.
You know, when you said 34 earlier, in my mind, I was like, oh, he's being really mean right now, saying as a joke. And then I was like, oh, I'm turning 34. Fuck.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Welcome
shit.
to the club. You're joining
Go
soon.
for it.
Yeah, we're entering mid, baby.
Yeah,
Entering mid 30s.
I did just
God damn.
throw out like a number. It wasn't like I like it, just a number. I'm 31. I'm almost 32.
You're getting there. You're
I
getting
ain't
there.
getting there. I'm
The
already.
boat,
just starting out
the
your
boat
30s,
hasn't
man.
left the dock yet. How about that? The
No.
boat hasn't
Yeah.
left yet.
Yo, I'm gonna say this though. I will say, 31. I feel young still. My body doesn't though, and
Mm.
I used to
That's
be
how it
able
works.
to do So this is the craziest shit. I used to be able to, and I haven't been to the gym in a really long time, which I really have to start going back. But I haven't.
Same.
I used to be able to pop my knee, right? So like my knee used to be able
Right.
to crack a lot. Like it would need to crack. You know that feeling where like you bend like down and like your knee needs to crack. So I would just be able to crack it, right? Now my knee feels like it constantly needs to crack and it hurts. It just hurts, you know?
Mm,
And
Oh yeah.
yeah, the one thing I
like
will
air
say,
bubbles.
air bubbles, yeah, dude. And the one thing that I
Yeah.
will say, having a kid, a 4-month-old, especially because he can't crawl yet, he can't walk yet, so a lot of it is on his back and like on a play mat. We'll either do tummy time or something. It shows and it makes you feel so old. I hold him, my back hurts, dude. My lower back kills when I hold him. When I'm playing with him on the play mat, I'm on my knees, my hands and knees, because I gotta like be down so like I can play with him. It takes me probably a half an hour to get up, and then even then I'm like wobbling around because my knee sucks. And so now I'm like fully just like, what in the world happened? Because it's only been 4 months, but ever since he was born, my body like decided that it's just gonna go downhill.
Yeah.
It's plummeting. I felt great before he was born. Then he was born, and now it's just going
Yeah.
down.
It's the evolution of a dad bod coming
It's
to
gotta
fruition.
be.
you
It's
know?
gotta be. But oh my god, man! Like, what a difference, you know.
I
And-
totally get it.
Yeah, and I will say, like, once you start feeling it, it's over. That's the problem, because it starts with like a tiny little thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I sneezed and I pulled my neck, and then I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. That's never happened to
Yeah.
me before, right? And then it's just like everything happens. It's like shit sucks. You start cracking when you get out of bed. Your knees hurt. You're like everything hurts. You pull things that you didn't do. You pull your back out, picking up a pen. It's
Mhm.
awful.
It's like that thing that me and Shane talked about like a while ago. It's like the things that we did when we were young that was crazy, but we just
I
kind of
recall-
brushed it off. I was like, oh, that's not gonna affect us. It doesn't hurt, whatever it is.
Yeah.
All those things, all those activities we did when we were younger is affecting us now.
Yeah, yeah.
We just, yeah. We
I
didn't
wish
take-
I
we
didn't
take
piss
care of
my
it back
tag as
then.
much as I did, man.
Yeah.
Like any of those stuff, like climbing jungle gyms, jumping from fucking high.
Hopping.
I used to look at something that was like 8 feet high. I jump off 10 feet high. I jump off of it,
Mhm.
and I'm like, tuck and roll, baby, easy. When I was young, now like anything that's maybe over 4 feet, I'm like, my knees can't handle that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I went to the gym once and I was doing pull-ups, and it's not high off the ground. I did like a little jump, like a you know how like the kids go ooh 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 and pick me up. Yeah, I kind of did like a little thing like that. And I was like ooh, and then like I grabbed the bars and I did my pull-ups, and when I went down, it's not that far of a descent. My heel hit the ground so hard, my entire body tingled, and I was like, that
Ooh,
was
yeah.
that was a foot off the ground.
I know that
Yeah,
feeling.
That's
Yeah.
it's an awful feeling, man. It's a really awful feeling.
Yeah.
And like it's so funny because like I'll walk and I'll accidentally hit the wall, and my wrist will hit the wall, right? And I'll be like, oh, and then I'll be like, huh, all right. And then the next day, bruised, and it's bruised for like 3 weeks, and it freaking hurts. And like I just can't do it. I have to walk with like a security blanket on me or something like that at all times now. And I'm only 31. Like I can't even. Shoveling has sucked this season because like I'm hurting every single time that I shovel. This whole thing sucks. Don't buy a house with a really long driveway. That's just the one thing. Like that's it's just awful. But you know, you feel young. You want to feel young, but then you're just like, also, dude, showing your age. It's so funny because my wife today, my wife was talking about our son and how when we hold him, sometimes he likes to like jerk backwards, and then we're like, oh my god, we gotta like catch him.
Yeah.
So he goes, she goes, so she's like, your son likes to, how do people say it? What do people say now? Yeet. She was like, so she goes, your son
Like, yeet
likes
himself?
to, yeah, your son likes to yeet himself off of you. And then, and then she's like, is that what the people say nowadays? And then she goes, and then he just goes YOLO. And I was like, yo, you're really showing your age right now. That was like
Yeah.
10 years ago, crazy stuff.
Yeah. You kids don't even say YOLO no more.
No one says YOLO.
Adam
We
still
were
says
the
YOLO.
kids during YOLO.
I do not say
Yeah.
YOLO.
Adam says YOLO still.
I do not say
Yeah.
YOLO. I say I don't even know what I say. I say ow. Like I say, I don't even, I can't say anything anymore. Dude, like everyone's saying like skibbity toilet in Ohio and I'm like, the fuck?
God, I still
What does
can't
that
understand
mean,
that.
bro? I
You
don't know.
know fucking
Skibbity
Keanu said that to me once?
Skibbity toilet
Yeah.
in Ohio.
Yeah. Skibbity toilet.
Skibbity toilet?
I was like,
What the
boy,
hell does that even
what does
mean?
that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a thing. It's like a hold on. What does skib?
This is my first time hearing it.
Skibbity.
Because you're not chronically online like I am.
I heard it because I like a friend of mine who has like a 7-year-old said it, and I was like, "What the frick?" Skibbity. Okay, so I remember this now. Skibbity toilet is a YouTube thing. It's like this really freaky, weird YouTube thing. Let me see. What does skibbity toilet mean? Its
See,
origins.
us just looking it up makes me feel old.
Yeah. So it kind of apparently it depends on the context. It can mean bad or cool. It can also mean a
Oh, I
person.
didn't even know that meaning. I thought
Yeah.
it was just fun to say.
No. It's traced back to a YouTube series called Skibbity Toilet. It's a series of
Yeah, it was
short
the
videos.
person that had a toilet.
Yeah, it's about a toilet. It's about people who live in toilets and have long necks and scary faces. This is what kids look up nowadays. Like,
Yeah,
how do you? I don't know. So it's Skibbity Toilet. People just say Skibbity Toilet. This is weird. It's crazy. But
Have you
we're gonna
ever-
go to
With
Ranch.
Barney and
What's up,
stuff,
man?
man.
Yeah, Barney. Yeah.
Have you been on TikTok? You know how like certain like big companies have their own TikToks now, like say like a Coca-Cola or like fucking like all those brands or whatever. There's one specific brand who has a TikTok, which is so fucking weird that like it pops off with the new generation because it just shows a bunch of random things. It was I can't remember exactly. It was like Nutter Butter or like peanut butter or some shit. Like, but their TikTok is terrifying to look at.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, but it's like the kids fucking love it for some reason. I don't know.
Kids like
But
weird
it's like
stuff.
targeted
man.
towards that new generation.
Kids really do like weird stuff. Ranch, man, how's it going, dude? How's your day today? Thanks for coming on by. Yeah, you know, long story short, we're getting old and we feel old, you know, so
Yeah.
that's that. But again, Shane, I mean, I'm sorry, not Andrew. Andrew, happy birthday, bro. Even
Yeah,
though it's late, happy belated birthday. And I'm
Very
glad
fun.
that you enjoyed it. And
That
you know,
age lasts the whole year, so it's still my
that
birthday.
is true.
Yeah.
That is true, technically. If you really think about it that way, absolutely. So now, you know, why don't we just get into it? Because let's celebrate your birthday by talking a little bit of comics. We actually had a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot of stuff. We had a decent amount of actually exciting stuff happen during the last couple of weeks. Some trailers, and these trailers are definitely going to be watched here. Facebook, Twitch, and Sour Patch Kids, other stuff. Love Sour Patch Kids. Twitch, Facebook.
See, they know TikTok
Yeah.
got some weird shit.
Yeah. But anyway, so we got a lot of fun, exciting stuff to actually discuss. I am really looking forward to some of these trailers. We have some interesting topics of conversation to start, and then I figured we would end the night with two things. One, Captain America Brave New World review, and two is a question that I have for the both of you at the end. We'll get there. I can't ask it yet because it has to do with some of the stuff that we're going to talk about, some of the stuff that we're going to watch kind of going forward. So there's not a lot of like normal news, right? The only thing that kind of really came up that I felt like is kind of interesting to talk about or like even watch is actually the Jurassic Park Rebirth trailer. So I figured we would watch that with Scarlett Johansson. I haven't watched the full trailer yet, to be honest with you, but it is kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Let's see, is everyone watching or is anyone watching interested in this at all?
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
This would be a medical
I'm in.
breakthrough that could save
Yeah.
countless lives.
Just because of Scarlett Johansson?
It comes from the largest
Yep.
dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my god.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
Who's that guy? He kind of looks familiar.
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things
Sure.
and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Let me see.
Move up towards Barbados, avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb
Hey,
enough
it's
to
Blade.
know where we're going.
Yeah. I mean, if that even comes out.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Maybe we should make it quick.
These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
The worst of the worst were left here. We put ourselves in a place we don't belong.
So is this after the Chris Pratt one?
Yes, it is.
Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Interesting. So I looked up this guy on the right here. I don't really know him in anything, but apparently he's in Bridgerton,
Richardson.
and he's also in Wicked. So I've never seen the movie.
First of all, Wicked's very good,
With the
and he plays the character who will eventually be Scarecrow.
okay,
Mm.
yeah, that's the new one you're talking about with Ariana Grande.
Well, the Wicked storyline, because it's all everybody's backstory kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like the current like heartthrob of everyone. Like he's a gay man that every woman is in love with. And it's very funny.
Interesting. I'm old, but in high school. But this stuff makes me feel old, though. Wait a second. Hold on. You're old, but you're in high school? Relax. Okay, let's take a couple steps back. I think I'm twice your age. Okay. But anyway, wait. Oh, this stuff, the Facebook and stuff like that, the Twitch and stuff like that. Hey, look, I still use Facebook. Okay, but I don't use it much. I go on and I'm like, okay, what's really like? Is there anything? And then I realize that no one cares enough about me to post or tag me in anything. So then I kind of just leave.
I use it to keep track of like hometown friends.
I
That's it.
also use it to keep track of hometown friends, but all of my stuff is just like filled with people having babies and just posting their babies online, and then also like getting
Oh,
engaged.
it's for you, man.
I don't want to post my child online.
No.
Yeah.
We already agreed that we want to keep our child away from social media as much as possible for at least like a couple of years, and then when they get older, if they really want to, but we don't really want to post any information about them. I'm tempted to, though, because I really want to be like, yo, my baby is so much cuter than your freaking baby. It's not even close. But like, I just,
You're a guy.
I am that guy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
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 It's I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, so yeah, so Jurassic World Rebirth, yes. Apparently it does take place after Chris Pratt's, and I feel like this might also be a trilogy as well. So we'll have to see.
I mean, this is still Don's title of world instead of park. I think it's.
But that's the
part
thing,
of-
though, because
no, so Jurassic
the Chris,
World.
the Chris Pratt one, the Chris Pratt one is Jurassic World also.
Yeah, it is.
But the part I'm
Yeah.
confused about because they're bringing up Jurassic Park. Like, oh, this is all from Jurassic Park time, and I'm like, well, that's what.
Okay, so it's all in the same universe.
Jurassic
There is
It
no
is.
reset.
The whole thing is
It was a
the same
reset.
universe. Because the Jurassic, so there was Jurassic Park. Those were the first 3 movies. But then there was Jurassic World with Chris Pratt, which was a remake of the Jurassic Park. They just remade Jurassic Park, but they still had.
No.
Yeah,
They didn't.
did it.
They didn't.
No, they didn't remake it. They did the park.
They redid the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't mean like they remade the movie. They redid the park over better.
Yeah.
Even though that shit
Yeah.
happened. But there was still the existing Jurassic Park. So I think in the 3rd movie or the 2nd movie, they found themselves in the original Jurassic Park. It was all abandoned and everything, and there were still dinosaurs
Right.
over there.
Yeah, that was the first one. Actually, it was the first one.
Was it the first
The 2
one?
kids.
Okay.
Yeah, the 2 kids. They found they hotwired a truck from the old Jurassic Park
Oh, yeah,
when they were getting
okay.
chased by the
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
and then I think
this
That was the
was
first
basically talking. It's kind of origin story to developing, remaking the dinosaurs. So this is like origin, bit like next story kind of shit.
yeah.
That's
so
what I was confused about.
I
I was like,
think-
if this trailer, I figured they would have mentioned Jurassic World rather than Jurassic Park. It's like, oh, this is from the Jurassic World, the new one with Chris Pratt. Like that, they would have mentioned that the dinosaurs left over from that world, not
Yeah,
the Jurassic
yeah,
Park.
this
Yeah,
was- this
Jurassic
was, like,
World from Chris Pratt.
Completely
already
different
talked about that.
island.
I think it's
And,
like a
like-
different. Yeah, it's a different part of Jurassic.
And you saw because in the trailer you saw all the ruins and everything. Like
Yeah,
they turned whatever ruins that was into some kind of laboratory and shit. Which seemed
Yeah.
kind of cool.
I think it. Yeah, and then but they said rebirth too. So like, are they seriously gonna make like a 3rd park? Like, because that's stupid. Like, come on.
yeah.
Anyway,
No,
I'm still gonna
now
watch it, though. I'm a
this would
fan.
be the-
I'm a fan of those things.
Fast and
I
Furious
do like it.
franchise with dinosaurs.
yeah, I do
That's
like
what it is.
Jurassic Park. I'll still watch it. I mean, it's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
She's only 40 years old.
She does not look a day past 30, bro.
Bro, I was so bizarre because here I'm thinking like I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but when she first debuted in Marvel, she was 22 years old.
What?
Oh
yeah,
wow!
she
What?
was
No.
young, and I was
No
like,
way.
damn, I didn't even put that together. And now she's only 40 years old. Like she was like mad young when she first, because it was she first appeared in Iron Man 2. It was crazy. Ranch said, he's almost going to be in college in 2 years, so that means you're halfway through your high school career, and it's going to be a movie. If so, I will watch. Yes, it is going to be a movie starring Scarlett Johansson. But yeah, man, ScarJo, only 40? Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like I just looked up because she's 84, like her year.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh man, like I know a bunch of people from like that was born in 84. I was like, okay, what the fuck? I was like, she ain't that old.
No, she's not.
It's because we've seen so much of her like
Mhm.
discography and everything that you just imagine she would be older or something.
I swear, I thought
Yeah.
she would probably I thought that she would at least be 45. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
only 40. It's looking good. But
Good on
anyway.
her.
So yeah, so that was our only piece of regular news. It is the trailer. So now we're going into DC. We're gonna hit DC. We're gonna end with Marvel, but then I have a question, bringing it all back. First thing that we are going to talk about in DC is this long ass post that I will read to you. I will expand it, but it is James Gunn. James Gunn posted a picture of the Supergirl cast, and Andrew's already looking a little disappointed.
Hey man, I was a fan of this cast.
So let's see here.
I don't care for Supergirl though.
Yeah. So it says, thrilled to see cameras roll at Warner Bros. Studio. Leaves Den on Supergirl with Craig Gillespie at the helm and the phenomenal Millie Alcock as our Kara Zor-El. Craig brings an incredible sensibility to the story, and Millie is every inch the unique Supergirl envisioned by Tom King, Blisk, Evelyn, and Anna Nogueira. So they are starting up.
I
the
don't
filming of
like
Supergirl.
them. I don't like them referring to this Supergirl as the unique Supergirl. Like it's gonna be a different, like a version that not even normal like comic book fans know.
Yeah, I don't know. I
My
well,
agree with
that's
Wad.
the thing.
Fuck,
I
is
don't
this getting
know.
his own movie? That's my thing.
I don't really care much for that either. But the thing is, it's like so the way that I see it, Supergirl getting her own movie, I feel like it's going to be the same as Superman, the movie coming out. Like, we have a Superman movie coming out. It's introducing the DCU, but there's so many characters being also introduced in that movie. We're getting like Green Lantern, Hawkgirl. We're getting Mr. Terrific. We're getting a whole bunch of new characters in that movie. I feel like if like Supergirl, I feel like might be the same thing where she is introduced in Superman, gets her own movie, but there are going to be like a lot of other characters kind of introduced in that movie as well, where it's not just kind of completely a Supergirl movie. If it is just a Supergirl movie, that's dumb because what the hell is she gonna do? But like, I feel like there's gonna be more to it. I'd like to think that. Where maybe Superman is also more involved in that movie as well, seeing as they're, you know,
because the appeal of Supergirl was that she was Superman's cousin. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, there's the lore that goes with it, because otherwise people aren't that interested. I mean, that's kind of why they threw her into like the future storylines rather than like keeping her story in like Metropolis or whatever.
mhm.
So
Right.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see kind of
I
something
don't know,
like
man.
that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
At least give us a Superman movie and let us how we feel about the Superman movie first, and then like, see
then
if we
not
even like her
all-
in
Yeah.
Superman.
well, that's
Yeah,
the
like this is
craziest
like
thing.
they're really just like betting it all
He's
on
jumping
James
on
Gunn's vision right now.
everything. Oh yeah, because that's all they
Yeah.
have. That's all they have. If this
This is
tanks,
crazy.
if James Gunn doesn't do well with this world, they don't have anything else. There's nothing more, and they already signed a 10-year contract. This is for the next 10 years. James Gunn is going to make a 10-year program, and if it sucks, fuck, because it's gonna suck for 10 years. But like that's all they have. So they have to like really go, and they have to, and that's what I'm worried about too, is with Marvel especially, the first three phases were amazing, right? So the first three phases were awesome, and then they started overhyping the shit out of the next couple of phases, right? So you had phase 4 where everyone was like, oh my god, it's going to be the multiverse, and then, you know, we had that whole situation where Doctor Strange was saying how, or like, Benedict Cumberbatch was saying that the new Doctor Strange movie was going to be better than the Spider-Man movie, and then we're saying that all this other stuff was happening, and people were overhyping every movie, and there were so many theories about how this movie was going to go, who's these new characters were going to be, and then overhyping it actually really fucked up a lot of the movies. And now we're starting to get some overhyping on the Superman stuff and the DC stuff because we got the trailers out. People have some mixed opinions, but now they're throwing out the Supergirl, but they're throwing in, Creature Commandos and a few other things for the DCU. And I think the overhype might not work in their favor. And I just hope that it doesn't get too overhyped to the point where like now I'm expecting so much and it doesn't hit. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I don't know. I'm giving it. All we've seen is some
I
posts
feel like
and trailer.
if this new reset doesn't work out, no one's gonna touch DC with a 10-foot pole.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
They're done.
ages before anyone picks it up again.
They're done. They need to stop. They just need to fully
So I
invest.
really hope this works out.
Yeah. Well, if they mess up, then just invest in your animated stuff, honestly, because
Mhm.
that's where it's at for
Yeah.
DC.
Back to your roots.
Yeah. Or just don't even, just stop. So that was the Supergirl post that James Gunn posted here. Next piece of news is Sandman, which I know the two of you actually really enjoyed. It's canceled. So
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
I kept up with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why so out of the blue? Like, didn't even, because that shit. The last season came out a long time ago, and then they just decide to cancel it now?
I guess so.
Because of the controversy with the author of the story. They
Oh,
canceled
what
it.
the fuck is going on with the
Yeah.
author?
I didn't hear that. I didn't know that.
If I remember correctly, it was like it's like something to do with miners.
Oh god, I
One of those
fucking knew it.
situations. Yeah, one of those
I
situations.
knew it was
yeah.
gonna be some weird shit like that.
We can we can leave.
Like
it there.
I've listened to like the first 1 minute of the story that I'm like no, and I just turned it off. I'm like god dang it, another one.
Honestly,
It's like damn, this sucks.
freaking DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
But
Ooh.
yeah, so that's just, I've never seen it, but I know the two of you really enjoyed it. and I was always
Mhm.
trying to see it, but unfortunately, it is canceled. So that's unfortunate. Um, I'm going to go back to the show real quick. We're gonna watch another trailer, and it is going to be the Superman teaser trailer. Because I do want to bring to your guys' attention a specific scene in the teaser trailer that a lot of people have been bringing up very recently. So we're just gonna go ahead.
So
This
dude,
came.
watch
I
the
think.
show.
I think this came out after. I want to say this came out after the trailer.
The teaser. Wait, which one? The Super Bowl TV spot? That one?
I don't know, because the Super Bowl TV side, I was a little disappointed with all this Super Bowl stuff, but this. So this is what
Oh,
everyone.
right. Yeah.
Oh, that little clip right there. Okay.
That little
yeah.
clip. So
Yeah.
this clip came out recently. Not too recently. It was a little far back, but it was after the trailer, and then a teaser trailer kind of came out because they wanted to put this in. Everyone is saying that this was like such poor CGI, and it looks really fake. And then his left eye, is like lazy. So
The cockeye.
yeah, it's like a cock. So I've seen so many memes. It's actually hilarious. But like they are making fun of this specific scene so freaking much. And James Gunn likes to use this kind of camera angle. He
Yeah.
did it in like all of his other movies and stuff like that. But this particularly, people were like, "What the frick?" Like, you know what I mean? So I just found it funny. Figured I'd drop it by.
The thing is, like, one of the things that he tried to compare it to is the Adam Warlock scene in the Garden of the Galaxy
Yeah.
3, when he was flying and they got the fish lens angle on him. So when you actually watch that scene, it was done like his. I'm not trying to sound messed up, but he looks fine even in the fish lens.
Mm.
But for some reason, the Superman one, he got like the lazy eye thing going on, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is
because it didn't
crazy.
happen on the other movies. So I don't know. He
It-
did say it's not CGI. The background is not CGI either. It's
Yes.
all real stuff. It's just he kind of put Superman in front of the other real stuff, and he's trying to defend it. But come on, we all see it.
It is.
So,
I mean,
you
yeah,
can't-
either that or David Cornsweet
can't
has
unsee
a
it.
lazy eye. Like, you know what I mean? Like something's
yeah.
messed up. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not really. I'm sticking away from the drama. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
So now that was it. Honestly, there really wasn't a lot for DC. There's a few pieces of news for Marvel. Then we'll go into the Captain America: Brave New World. Quick little things. The Spider-Man animated series for Disney Plus actually came out. It came
I'm
out.
checking it out.
What?
They released the first 2 episodes January 29th, and then they released 3 episodes last week, and they released the other 3. And then actually they just released the rest of it on the 19th, which was yesterday. So the
Oh.
entire series is out, and I heard it gets
Watching that.
I heard it gets really dark. So I don't know about that, but this is the entire list. And it's so funny because this is a new show. The way that I had it written was like, oh yeah, they'll release the rest of it on the 19th next week. And it's funny because like the whole show released since the last time that we talked. So it's out there. And I'm very curious. I haven't had the chance to start it or to even try to watch it, but I heard it was pretty decent. So that
What is this? What is it again? A brand new animated series or a continuation?
No, so
What
it
is
is a part of Marvel. It's a Disney Plus show. It has
It's
Tom
the
Holland.
start of
It's
yes,
just,
start of Tom Holland's story before he became like Marvel Spider-Man.
yeah.
Like when he was
Oh,
neighborhood
before
Spider-Man.
Civil War, I guess.
Yeah, it's when he
Yeah,
was like
when he was
Oh,
still
okay.
in his made-up costume and
Mhm.
shit.
And he was like
Yeah, in high
kind of
school.
in like high school and stuff like that. And they introduce Daredevil in it. Like Daredevil's is in it, and it's the original the actor, so it's his voice. I heard that I think Moon Knight might have been in it. I'm not entirely sure, but there are some like they're all the original actors. So it's like it had. I don't think it would be
Tom Holland.
Moon Knight wouldn't make any sense, but Tom Holland is the voice of Spider-Man, and what's his face that is playing Daredevil in Daredevil Born Again. He is the voice of Daredevil in the show, and they all have like the original actors. So basically, just picture it as Marvel, but it's animated. So they just made like a fun little animated series, and everyone is their original
Little prequel.
little thing. So
Prequel.
could be cool. I'd like that. Speaking of Spider-Man, there have been rumors going around that Emma Myers, who was an actress in the Wednesday show, could be the potential live-action Gwen Stacy. I can see it.
That's I could just that's an uncanny shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
he's
can
like
see-
exactly.
Trying to look.
Yeah. For Halloween,
see it,
she's
yeah.
actually dressed up like Gwen Stacy, and I was like, okay, like I can get behind this. I can really get behind this. So I think she would do really well as Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
I don't really know anyone else that could be Gwen Stacy. Like I wouldn't mind Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy, but she's already hot girl. So I think she would do good. I think that she could play Gwen Stacy pretty well. So, and speaking,
I want a whole new cast of unrecognizable characters or actors.
Okay. Are you sure? Because I'm gonna name one person right now, and you might actually really want this because I started thinking about it, and I was like, oh, 100%, I really want this now. We started talking about like I would bring up like a couple people who would be like Rogue. And like how like Miley Cyrus, they were thinking like, oh, Miley Cyrus can be Rogue or something. But now they brought this, and this is the one that I want. Love her. She's incredible. We are hearing that Elizabeth Gillies from Victorious.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Apparently,
I would love that.
Marvel is reportedly eyeing her pretty heavily for the role, and you can look at it here because even here she has like some different color hands, like hair in the front. I like her. This is who I want.
I've heard her do like a southern accent, which is kind of close to like a Cajun, whatever, the actual accent. I was like, oh, she could do that. She could do it well.
She can do it well. She also looks very well.
Love that. Yes.
And so like
God,
you talking like comic book accurate Rogue, even with the body and everything, she's there. She's it. I could see her as Rogue, and if she's not Rogue, I'm going to be very upset. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now
she is a great actor. She's
a very
been
good
a series regular in the show for like a good minute. Like this, I can't remember which CBS or like
I don't know.
TNT,
But she also
something
has
like that.
she has like a podcast. I think she does a podcast with someone like or like a couple like a group or something that she'll do every now and then. I don't think she's a main in the podcast.
Oh,
she's about to be a main in a Broadway show, which I mean, she's done a lot of like musical like things with what's the dude for Family Guy?
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane, yeah. They constantly do concerts together.
That's
and I was like, oh my god, yeah. Still a phenomenal singer, yeah.
She is a very good singer, but she's a very good actress, and I think that she would be really good for the role. So I'd hope that she is.
Yeah.
That would be great. Also, kind of as a returning actor, I've been hearing a lot of interesting things about Jonathan Majors. And apparently there's rumors that Jonathan Majors is actually going to return as Kang in Marvel.
I hope so, man.
I hope so, bro.
The thing is,
he portrayed Kang very well.
Yeah, he did great.
And like, there's like, we're still right in the middle of like building this universe that he doesn't need to be casted out and like recasted or like pushed. Like the storyline was just moved along. Like they could go into that storyline for real right now.
Yeah, like there's a part of me that with all the alleged things that he did, and it was still going on trial and all that stuff. So I wanted to rewatch Ant-Man, the recent one,
Quantumania,
just to see the Kang scene again. You know what I mean? Because I liked his scene in Ant-Man, but I was like, is it wrong for me to watch it if he's in the middle of all this thing that's going on right now? So I kind of stepped away from it, but everything is cleared out now, so I think I'm okay to watch it. But I like to see it in Kang, man, as Kang. So
they
fired him
he did a great job as Kang. The thing is, though, I kind of disagree with the whole he can just be thrown back in thing. only because now they already announced Secret Wars. They already announced Doomsday. You know, like, and they're
But
bringing.
that's what Shane is saying. Like, he doesn't have to be the major thing right now. It's
No,
like, you
it
can
doesn't
keep
have
the
to
Doom thing
be.
going on. You can keep the Secret War thing.
But it's
Because there
it's
was already
hard.
talks about like they got rid of his section of the story already. But I
Right.
mean, like, there's still time to like, if need to reshoot scenes or add back in the story. Like, we are just early on starting with like, say, Captain America right now
True,
with the new
yeah.
setup.
Yeah, but then it's
Yeah,
also like
so-
you also have to think like Kang is a huge character, so he's very big, right? And they were gonna make the three phases built around Kang, right? Because he's that big of a character. But then this happened, and now they're making Doomsday, which is, by the way, you're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and then like for Doctor Doom, that's a big deal. And then you also have Galactus. Like, these are huge, huge, huge villains. And it's like, I just feel like then it might be a little overwhelming, because I feel like if you throw Kang back into the mix with this, there's a lot. And it's a lot that you have to cover in such a short amount of time, especially because Doomsday, I think, is next year. And I want to say Secret Wars is in 2027. And I guarantee they're going to split that into 2 parts, because I know freaking Marvel and they're going to do it. But it's the next 2 years, we're getting Doomsday, Secret Wars, and probably Secret Wars Part 2 in 2028. So there's a lot. And then like now you're going to throw Kang into this, but I heard that they're going to bring Kang into Secret Wars. So I think like Secret Wars is just going to be like this ginormous, huge multiverse battle. And I mean, what better way to bring back Jonathan Majors as Kang in a multiverse battle than in a multiverse battle? I mean, there's multiverse Kangs. So I think that would make sense. I don't think that they would bring him back specifically for a
Like a main
like a
villain type
main
thing,
villain
yeah.
thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're just
Yeah.
going to bring him as a side villain in the main movie.
Yeah.
Daichi asks, how much does a rainbow weigh? And honestly, I have no clue. I think it weighs nothing. It's air, right?
52 pounds.
A pot of gold.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Anyway, nothing. It's pretty light. Okay. I like it. That's funny. That's funny.
it's really good.
Nice,
We were all
nice
trying to
way to
be,
come
like-
in.
Like mathematically
Yeah.
accurate.
Yeah. I like how like this is how he just says hi. Like but
Yeah.
so but yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I think Kang is just going to come back. If he does, I think he's going to come back in the Secret Wars series. I just don't think that it's in the books here. But to be honest with you, I mean, now we have Blade suspended indefinitely. We like I don't even know what the hell. Like now we have like Fantastic Four. I think we don't really have a lot of movies coming out that make a lot of sense anymore. I think that they're just like they're trying to throw a lot of the original stuff in to just kind of gear up for Secret Wars now.
You're just gonna
Yeah.
try to have a
There's
lot of
supposed to
people
be-
for Secret War.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be leaning into the X-Men universe now.
So the X-Men
like,
universe is
that's
going to happen
huge.
after.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So
okay, shit.
so
Know what they
I
said?
think there's phase. This is phase 5. We're gonna go into phase 6, and phase 6 is Doomsday and Secret Wars. I heard phase 7 is going to be entirely mutant. Like they're having like a Nightcrawler series. They're gonna have a Storm movie. They're gonna have Rogue stuff. They're gonna
Yeah.
have the new Wolverine. They're gonna have X-Men. It's all like literally the time frame. So like after Secret Wars, there's gonna be like 2 years where it's just mutant stuff. Like, and then there's gonna be some things in them. Like it's random because they threw like
I wouldn't mind that.
they
Marvel
threw,
doing
yeah.
X-Men the mutants. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they threw
They'll do
another
it.
Captain Marvel in there for whatever reason. I don't think that's gonna happen, but like I just think like like it's gonna be dedicated. Like one phase is literally just gonna be mutants, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But they are introducing
They're
mutants.
excited for Marvel movies again. Like
Mm.
for sure.
Well,
What
the
if-
way that
oh
they're
my
doing
God.
this too is they're introducing adamantium back into the world, and now it's like all right,
Mhm.
cool. Like this
Yeah.
this is leaning in.
I think it's like okay. So this, I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was a new Thunderbolt trailer.
Yeah, we're getting into that. Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
No.
we're gonna watch it.
Okay.
So if you want to save it till after we watch it, because I think that's next.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. But Daichi said I'm an interesting species and I love it, man. That's awesome. Don't ever change. Let's see here. Is it the next one? Yeah. So the only two things that we have before Captain America is the Thunderbolts trailer and the Fantastic Four trailer, which is an interesting theory. So we'll get into that. But we are going to get into the next trailer, which is Thunderbolts. So Andrew actually segued into it perfectly. So yeah, this came out during Super Bowl, and this is the full trailer here. So looks interesting. Let's give it a watch.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. Who will keep the American people safe?
There's some big threat out there, and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
So none of us comply? So what, we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape the past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
So you could do something about it now, or live with it forever.
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
This has makings of team that can rise to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box with a little kiddie toy.
Alexei, have you slept?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
Oop, shit. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks pretty good.
It looks like it's gonna be fun. Like I feel like this has been like a good. This is like a fun version. What Suicide Squad should have been. Like when they were trying funny and interesting, whatever. Yeah.
My issue is the villain of this.
So
movie.
is the villain what's his face?
Sentry?
Is it gonna
Sentry?
be Sentry?
So it's Sentry, and from the power that you see in the beginning of the trailer, that's the Void Sentry, which is OP as fuck. So I don't know how these guys are even gonna fight him in the first place. Because Sentry alone is already like Superman. That's Superman.
He turned them into fucking dust, right?
Yeah, he turned him into shadows or whatever.
The original Sentry, that's just Superman base level. But the Void, which is another alter ego of Sentry, he can swallow universe and shit. So I don't know what the hell, how the fuck they're gonna fight that thing, but he's OP as fuck. Legit, like I can't remember it correctly in the comic, but I think Venom had to use the Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor or something like that. They have to fuse with it or some shit like that to beat the Void. So I don't know how the fuck these guys are gonna do it. Like, it's crazy.
When they have no powers.
And so and the thing is, like, what I'm bothered. It's not that he's in the movie. It's like, well, the reason why I brought it up earlier, because like, oh, the next phase is gonna be the mutant and stuff like that. I go, this character alone is a whole long line of issues in the Marvel comics, so he deserved like his own phase, if anything, because that's how strong he is. But for you to just put it in this movie and that's it,
for now,
you're doing that character a disservice right there.
Sounds like
He
a
is
fucking
OP as
Yeah.
fuck.
Now,
Yeah.
this is what's
And you
confusing.
saw he just
Yeah,
you saw his power in the beginning.
he's
He's OP
pointing.
as fuck. It's like, oh
But
my god.
My thing is,
Oh, whatever.
yeah, so I'm hoping that they don't really like make him kind of lame. But in the other teaser trailer, didn't they put him in the same room with all of them? Like he was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude that looked like he lost his memory, some shit or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
the
so
story,
they lost-
the story with him is that he woke up from whatever thing he was, and he had no recollection of anything. If I remember correctly, the only thing he remembered was it Richard? What was Mr. Fantastic's name?
Reed Richards.
Richard Reed.
Richard Reed. Yeah, he was the reason why Sentry has his memory wiped. And the reason why is because if he has his full memory, he turns into the Void, which is his alter ego to destroy the whole world. Yeah. So that's the premise of his story. So unless they're changing the story, then okay. But if they don't change the story, then we probably should see Mr. Fantastic in this movie somehow. Because that's the only way it'll make sense. Like Mr. Fantastic, Xavier, anyone with like telepathy power, they're the reason why he lost his memory. They use all their power collectively to erase his memory so he doesn't turn into the Void.
Crazy
That's
thing
how
is,
OP he
though,
Mr. Fantastic doesn't have
Mr.
telepathy powers.
Fantastic,
No, but he's smart
just
though.
wiped
Like
it.
he's smart as fuck. Like he
Yeah.
used him and Xavier and all the other people. They work together to like get rid of like, his memory and stuff like that.
So
But the crazy part, one of the story was that he found like a picture and he was at Mr. Fantastic's wedding with Miss Invincible, whatever her name is. And that's why he's like, wait, I
Sue Storm.
know this guy. And that's how he like the story began and stuff like that. But
See, my thing
Oh my
is,
God.
if that's the case, one, first of all, it can't be Reed Richards because he's in the 60s right now. Two, but there's a theory about that. Two, I feel like the way that they're gonna defeat him is by wiping his memory. They're not gonna beat him in a fist fight. They're just gonna basically somehow make him lose his memory, and that's just how they're gonna be able to do it. And it's probably gonna be in a dumb way, but it still looks okay. Looks like a decent.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if Mr. Fantastic is able to do it with the help of a few people, maybe these guys can. I don't know. Like they're probably gonna come with some bullshit.
But that's what I'm saying.
But Sentry's like a good, cool character. So.
If
I mean, Marvel, they try to make it realistic. So,
bro, if like they do some
Well,
stupid shit where like he gets a concussion and he like loses his memory, I'm gonna no.
nah, it'd be some
It's gonna
bullshit.
be some dumb shit. It better be like a device that wipes his memory. They have to be close enough to do it. I don't know, but he is. I agree. I do remember Sentry being like one of the most OP characters in the world, but like I don't know what they're gonna. I really don't know what their direction for Thunderbolts is. That's the thing. It's like they're making the Thunderbolts
Suicide Squad
movie.
situation, man.
What? Yeah, Suicide Squad
Suicide
situation,
Squad.
sure. But what is their deal for the rest of the phases? Like, are they just going to have this one thing? Like, what are they going to do moving forward? They brought all of the like C-class characters up, and they're making this movie, but like, what is their importance for the rest of the series? Is my thing. You know what I mean? We haven't even seen Ghost since freaking Ant-Man 2. You know, it's like. Like how are we going to determine like what's gonna go on moving forward? I
What
don't
are
know.
their roles? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it, like again, like I think it's because Secret War is coming soon. Marvel's just trying to have as much character because they're trying to have that big shot
Yeah,
of
like
like
Avengers stuff.
all these people going up, like Avenger type style. So they're just trying to throw a lot of characters in so you can see them in Secret Wars. I think that's all it is.
Probably. Who knows?
But we haven't, as far as what we've seen so far, we haven't had any heavy hitters that can, you know,
For now.
like
No.
maintain
Yeah.
like the
No,
focus. Yeah.
For now. We'll see. Because now we're going to actually get into the Fantastic Four trailer, which is, in my opinion, the first heavy hitters that we would have. And Spider-Man. Spider-Man would be a heavy hitter, in my opinion. We already have him.
Yeah.
but-
True. Yeah.
But
true.
we do have the next heavy hitters, Fantastic Four. Their first trailer dropped. It looks good. I'm actually really excited. So let's go ahead and give that a watch right now.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Okay, is this guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
So trippy.
Yeah.
A-5.
Before we went up the first time, couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi!
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together. As a family.
That looks good. But I'm going to prove a couple things. I actually really need to see. Hold on one second.
Crazy they already gave us Galactus.
Hey, is
Like,
this
Oh my
no
God.
good or
Google,
what?
Galactus, just immediate Galactus.
Okay, so that looks
Yeah,
like,
that's another one too.
that looks like water.
There's another OP one where it's like it can't be a one movie thing. It can't be. It can't. Like, please don't give it the
Has
gore
always been a
treatment,
rock.
man. Like I don't want
Johnny
the gore
is.
treatment.
I think
Jesus.
I think Galactus is supposed to be in like Secret Wars and stuff like that. Okay, so I have so there's two theories. I need to go back to where was it
The
here?
first time, you couldn't turn.
Zip, okay?
T-5.
Okay, so there's two theories that are going on to this. I'm going to say the first theory, and then the second theory is the one that I really like. And we're going to rewind to a part specifically in this trailer, which is at the very beginning, that I want to bring your attention to. But we're going to take attention to this image right here. First theory is that the Fantastic Four was actually originally part of Earth 616 to begin with. But what happens was you can see on the far left, just barely, you can see this U-shape thing. That is the multiverse tunnel that Reed Richards builds in the comics. And what happens is people are theorizing that he built the tunnel. And that was the exploration thing that they did. So instead of going to space, they did a multiverse travel. And when they did the multiverse travel, it fucked with their DNA and made them have the powers that they have. And then what happened, though, was it also transported them to another universe that was set in the 60s. And they're all futuristic stuff. And that's because Reed Richards is a genius. So I think he makes the robots, but they're still in the 60s. So there's no like futuristic 60s. It's just their life in the 60s. And then they're known as like geniuses in that world because they built all this technology and stuff. So that's and then what happens is Reed is trying to solve how to go back to Earth 616. Now, the second one is a little bit more complex. The second one is the reason why this movie is called Fantastic Four First Steps. So you want to think about the first steps. You want to think about all of the promotional stuff that they did. When it was First Steps, when it was written in word blocks, like a child's word block thing, right? People are now theorizing, yo, Master Swag King, how's it going? How are you today? Nice to meet you. What's good? So there's a theory that Franklin is born and Sue Storm is pregnant with the baby girl. And the reason for this is I'm going to show the scene. But there's in the first scene, he goes, yo, like same time, 7 o'clock every day as a family, we eat dinner, right? They're theorizing that they're not thinking about the Fantastic Four because the Fantastic Four doesn't eat as a family. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to have the Thing and Human Torch and all of them eat as a family. So they're saying 7 o'clock on the dot, we eat as a family. That's Sue Storm, Reed Richards, Franklin, and you know as a family. That's who's eating. In the comics, Galactus wants Franklin's power. And so that's the reason as to why Galactus was so into this world, is because he gets attracted to Franklin's power and he's looking for that family. And so that's why they're hiding Franklin right now. But in the scene here, Pay close attention to how Sue walks. So I'm going to start the trailer over here.
Welcome to the Baxter
Not
Building.
We
necessarily
make a
here,
point to do
but how
family
she's going
dinner
to walk
every week.
right here.
Sunday at 7 on the dot.
Look at
no
how
matter
she's
what.
walking.
We're all here.
And then he said Sunday after 7, we're all here on the dot, right? Sue is waddling. She's pregnant. And people are saying that she's using light. So I really like how they're bringing Sue into this, because the last Fantastic Four, Sue basically just turned invisible, but now she's actually using her full capabilities. Like, she's using the light beams. She's able to create like force fields and all that other stuff. They're saying that Sue's retracting light and bending light so that it hides her stomach, so that no one really knows that she's pregnant, and she's protecting the fact that she's pregnant. People are saying that she's protecting her pregnancy because of Galactus. I don't think that part is necessarily true, but it has to be first steps. So my theory is, like, she's definitely not born with Franklin. I think she's born with the daughter, who I think her name is, I actually don't remember the girl's name, the little girl. But the reason why I think that she's born with the girl is because it's called first steps. You have to be old enough in order to be taking first steps. So you have to be at least a year old. So Franklin already has to be born. And that's where he's taking the first steps. So now people are saying Galactus is actually going to win. Galactus is going to destroy that world. Because how the hell are you going to stop Galactus? He's way too OP. So he's actually going to win. And he's going to destroy the world that he's in. And I think they're trying to get into that back to Earth 616, and somehow Franklin is going to transport them. But this all comes together because in the comics, Doom is actually the godfather to the daughter. So people are saying, like, oh, like, they built the wormhole, they got their powers, they traveled back in time, they're going to meet Doom. Doom is Robert Downey Jr. Doom and them become good friends. He becomes the godfather to the daughter, and then Galactus comes. And then Galactus is going to destroy that world. They're going to last minute somehow transport into the thing, bringing Doom with them. And then Doom is now going to be Tony Stark. And everyone is going to think of him as Tony Stark in 616. And that's how he's going to get access to the suits that are saved in storage right now. He's going to get Iron Man stuff. So that's the big theory there, but people are theorizing that she's actually pregnant. It's actually
complicated
wild.
theory, but it makes sense for the whole, like, Galactus wins, have it to jump universe. Because my theory was that, like, because since it was taking place in the 60s, and they have to be either from the far past where they jump future, or they have to jump multiverse. So it had to be like one or the other, and because it's I remember. Was it someone in Marvel, could have been like Stan Lee or something, was saying canonically the Fantastic Four will always start the superhero universe, and everything else follows around like 17 years after. So canonically, like, they always have to start 17 years before the other heroes reveal themselves, or like all that shit starts. But like that's how they write all their comics. It's like if you did this start to a new story arc, like 17 years prior, like the Fantastic Four already existed, there should already be a storyline with them and stuff like that. But
it's interesting.
Pretty cool. Cool tidbit.
Yeah, it's really cool, like tiny little pieces of this trailer here. Master Swag said, if you ever want to collab and talk about comics, I would do it, and I'd be down. I would be down. That would be awesome. We would love to have you on the show, man.
It's our whole thing.
Yeah. So I will say, when I saw this trailer, I think we don't really have enough time to do the Captain America Brave New World. We'll do that next week. Because I'm exhausted and I also have to feed my child. But
yes.
Let's go back to this. So I was excited for the Fantastic Four trailer, right? And I was excited for that whole thing, but then, I was okay. I was like, okay, like it looks good. But after that theory, now I'm like super excited for the movie, just because I really like Franklin as a character, and I think that showing him in the like it not just being like a Fantastic Four thing, this would show that like the Fantastic Four is already like they've probably been, like you said, Fantastic Four for a couple of years now. They're probably like well within it, and he's just like trying to find like a way to get back into their world. But they have already established like a family, like it's not an origin. And I like the fact that Marvel is actually kind of getting away from the origin stuff. Like they didn't do origins with Spider-Man. You know, they kind of made an origin with like the first 3 phases, but like they're kind of going a little bit out of like main origin stuff, which I actually appreciate because a lot of these heroes, we've already seen the origin so many times. Like we've seen the Fantastic Four origin a lot. Like there's really no need for us to see the Fantastic Four origin again. They can kind of briefly discuss it, especially if it's going to be a little bit different. Like if he traveled through a wormhole and that's how they got their powers, then you got to obviously show that and like at least like briefly describe that because they usually just go to space and then boom. But like we don't have to see like, oh, like we're normal people and then boom, like here's the thing. And then half the movie is them discovering that they have to have their powers. You know, I would really like it if they just like, these are us, we have the powers, let's go right into the movie. Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of information in that movie that it's going to need to be covered. So my question to you, so this is kind of like a discussion question. I'm actually really curious of your answers. I feel like I know your answers, but maybe I'll be surprised. With everything going on, with all of the trailers that we have watched, with all the trailers that have released, with all the DC news that we have gotten, with all of the Marvel news that we have gotten, and just to say, too, Superman is coming out July 7th?
Somewhere around.
I think it's 11th.
11th. You're right. Yeah, it's 11th. So
I think the 7th is Jurassic World, and then the 20th something is Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But it's like in the same month, all 3 of those movies.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I'm not probably gonna. So July 25th is when Fantastic Four comes out, and July 11th is when Superman comes out. I'm not like super into the Jurassic World. I'm not gonna spend my money on that. But let me see release date. It's July 2nd. Okay. So the 2nd is Jurassic World release day here. So, you know, with them both being released on the same month, which is kind of like a war because it's like, can Marvel do better than DC? And Marvel's kind of doing this as a slap in the face. Because it's all happening in the same month. Let's do a little versus here. Which film are you more excited to see? Now that we've had the theories about Fantastic Four, now that we've had the trailer, the full trailers, so now there's no teasers. We have a full official trailer for both movies. We have theories for both movies, and we've been hearing a few things with Superman and with Fantastic Four. What are you more excited about? And this kind of like makes it for like Marvel or DC. You know what I mean? I feel like I know what you're going to say, but yeah. I'm curious.
It's knowing my love for Superman.
Yeah.
I'm most excited for Fantastic Four.
Oh, wow. That's a shock. That's actually really surprising.
Because Fantastic Four, it's a part of this giant universe that they're incorporating in. This Superman one, you can just hope that they don't fuck it up. And I don't want to walk into a movie, get excited about a movie that I hope they don't fuck up. You know what I mean? If they had like, if Superman wasn't the first introduction to the DC universe, and I saw what their universe kind of looked like, and like what can I expect from like action sequences to like if it's funny or interesting, whatever, like the complexity of the characters, yeah, I would pick that to be excited about. But no, Fantastic Four, 100%.
Superman, 100%.
I was okay. So this is yeah. I was expecting both of you to say Superman actually, but I'm surprised that you said Fantastic Four. But Andrew, reasoning for Superman?
The reason,
Just because
just because Superman. Like, regardless of what you're gonna get some crazy ass Superman action. That's without a fact. Like, there's no way to not have a crazy Superman action movie without, like, it's Superman. You're gonna have crazy Superman action scenes. And on top of that, like, I am a fan of James Gunn, like, in terms of like what he did with the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. He knows how to do his thing. I know the movie is not gonna be like the best thing ever, but in James Gunn fashion, I feel like he can make it work where like you're gonna enjoy the film from beginning to end. That's just all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm more excited for that. And plus, this is fresh. This is like the start of everything. So like, I'm nervous, sure, but I'm also like excited because like this is gonna be the start of everything. This is gonna make my judgment for what this 10 years plan that they're having right now. This is gonna be where my judgment officially start is with that movie.
Oh yeah.
So so real quick is because we gave our reasoning for the choosing the opposite is the exact same reasoning. It was like because it's so fresh and new, I don't know what to expect. I'm not excited. Because it's so fresh and new, you don't know what to expect. He's excited.
Yeah. It's a big risk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a big risk because it's so fresh. So it's funny because I actually will disagree slightly with Andrew's statement, and I'll go into that. But I used to be really excited for Superman. I used to be more excited for Superman. Here I'm like, oh hell yeah! But with that theory with Franklin, if that is true, and it like, I feel like Fantastic Four can be. It has the potential to be the best Marvel movie that Marvel has made since Phase 3. And it will finally be and bring back excitement for Marvel for me because I love Fantastic Four. And it looks like they're going in a really good direction. And if they go in the direction that I just mentioned, I think that movie is going to be insane because they're introducing, like, there's going to be a lot of crazy characters like Galactus, like everything's going to happen. Like all this crazy shit is going to happen. And then it's going to introduce the potential for like what's going to happen for Secret Wars and what's going to happen with Doctor Doom and Doomsday. And I am really excited for that because I do really like, one of my favorite villains in Marvel is Doctor Doom. It's insanely OP, just like one of the most OP villains, insanely. And like, I hope that they do. And this is the other thing where it's like, you're concerned with Sentry because like, they have the Sentry and like, I feel like they might be doing it a disservice. I really hope they do Doctor Doom justice because he is insane. So I just want to see that wild, like insanely OP Doctor Doom. But I really am excited for just that storyline in general. I kind of like that. I like Franklin. I like Doctor Doom. I like Fantastic Four. They're definitely one of my favorite Marvel like groups and characters in general. So I think that would be awesome. Now, going to Superman, when Andrew said that James Gunn is really good, like, he did Guardians of the Galaxy great. And I agree. He did do really well with Guardians of the Galaxy, but Guardians of the Galaxy was already put into a well-established Marvel universe. Whereas, so he had some safety setbacks, I would say, where like he can make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie and he doesn't really have to introduce a lot of characters at the same time. He just has the group of Guardians where he can throw into a Marvel established universe and then just kind of like focus on the Guardians of the Galaxy. And now he's the CEO, one of two CEOs, mind you, of DC, where I think politics might get into it, especially with DC and the pressure of it being the first movie. I think especially with all of these characters being introduced too, I don't even know if these characters were all of James Gunn's idea. Like just because he's the CEO and he has to make it, I feel like there is definitely politics when it comes to making movies, even in Marvel. But I think like DC is probably just like, yo, you gotta make a Superman movie. But like if you're making a Superman movie, for example, you gotta throw Supergirl in it. You know what I mean? But then it's like, it doesn't make any sense. And this is where it freaks me out because it's like, oh, you're making a Superman movie. This is going to be a Superman Year One movie, but you have to throw Krypto into it. You know what I mean? And you have to throw Supergirl into it. And it's like, how? How are you going to do that on a year one Superman movie? You know what I mean? So maybe the year one thing is a lie, but I don't think it is because he specifically posted the comic of the Superman year one. And he said that this is what it was going to be based off of pretty much, right? So my worry is, and like you said, this is the movie that bases it all. If you fuck up Superman, if you fuck up this movie, you fuck up the whole 10 years. Literally. Like, no one's going to want to watch these movies. They're not going to trust you. They're not going to say anything. And I just have a fear that they're introducing too many characters at the same time. And that it's just going to be a cluster of a movie where I just want like a nice Superman movie. I just want a Superman movie.
That's what I'm saying. Just the trailer alone showed so much going on. And like they're trying to incorporate all these, like they're already trying to establish a fully built DC universe full of heroes. So it's like for a launching point for like the setup for the entire DC universe, it might be a little too much where like you don't know where you should focus on or like if they'll be focusing on the right things.
Yeah.
And so because using Guardians, I don't use Guardians as an example for James Gunn's. I use Peacemaker and Suicide Squad as the example for his portrayal of DC. And it's, if anything, it's like he did Guardians well because the characters allowed him to do a lot of this like fun, light kind of stuff. But Superman, like, it can be fun, light, but like there's a lot of more heaviness to it too.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I feel like maybe he might be making it too light or something. I worry about that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I like seeing how he sets up the universe. Like this is gonna be the full launching point. I don't know.
When I bring up the Guardian of the Galaxy, it wasn't necessarily like the characters that I was talking about. It's more of like the pacing of those movies, like how consistent they are. It was like, you know, when it comes to action, he knows how to do it well. When it comes to comedy, he knows when to put comedy, which is not a lot of Marvel movies can land at. Only really James Gunn. Fucking Guardian of the Galaxy 3, the emotional scenes with fucking Rocket and his story, he did that shit fucking perfectly.
That was good.
So he knows how to make people feel things in different spectrum of emotions.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's what I'm hoping for.
So like I'm assuming because he did say this is going to be a very emotional Superman, I guess. Isn't that one of the things? It's going to be very story character driven, and I feel like, you know, from what I've seen, what he's done with like, you know, fucking Rocket, like I mentioned, that's one of the characters. I feel like he could do Superman like very well. Come on, he got like a whole Guardian they have to worry about, the whole story and all that stuff, but he's also focusing the story on Rocket, which is like the main point of the story. But he also has like the Guardians in the background. He could probably do the same shit here. The whole thing is about Superman's story, but he has all these noise in the background too.
Yeah.
So it could be like the same concept also.
I
just trust him in the way he directs the movie, not necessarily what the character.
I just
want to be excited.
And I just hope that the pressure doesn't get to him, and that there's not a lot of political background that interferes with this movie. Because the problem that I see, and this was the same problem with the previous DC universe, was Marvel was doing so damn good that DC was kind of getting left in the dust. So DC felt like they had to rush to catch up. So they created and pumped out all these movies, but they were all trash. And they still did it, right? So like, aside from like, the first Wonder Woman was still good, in my opinion. I really did enjoy that. Obviously, Superman, Man of Steel was great. But like, then they started like posting like, just like Justice League and Batman vs Superman, and they started really messing up, and they just felt pressured. They wanted to throw something in there. The first Suicide Squad, it was trash, and they started getting a really, really bad reputation, but they still kept on doing the thing that really fucked them up, and it didn't look good for them. And then Marvel was just getting better and better and better, and then they had all three phases wrap up into like this nice little thing, and DC tried to copy Marvel, whereas they should have just taken their time. And they would have done really well off if they just took their time. Now DC tanked. Now we're resetting the entire DC, and there's a lot of pressure to make that really good and to introduce the characters again, to make a Justice League and to do what they want to do in the future. So I just hope that, like, he's the new CEO and he says that he's not doing anything without a good script, and that's awesome. But I mean, we've already seen the like, you know, repercussions of what maybe politics could have done with older films, and I just hope that the like anyone in Warner Brothers that like tanked and fucked up a film from the previous universe, I hope that they're not involved in this, and I just don't want them to be influencing the movie where it didn't need to be. Like, I agree with Andrew, and in the sense where it's like, if you give James Gunn free reign and it's just James Gunn and his team, then this movie is going to be really good. But if you throw James Gunn in there and you give him hurdles that he has to jump over, then it is going to be more difficult for him to make a good movie, because he has to throw other shit that people are forcing him to throw shit in, you know? And that's what the trailer is kind of giving me a vibe on. And that's why I'm more excited for Fantastic Four, because I feel like Fantastic Four is just going to be a little bit cleaner. I think that it's going to be not an intro movie, and it's going to focus a lot on kind of the future of Marvel. And I just like that. I'm still looking forward to Superman. I just feel like I'm
I know, yeah. I was gonna say, like, I'm excited for Fantastic Four also. It's just which one I'm more excited for is Superman. Definitely Superman. Yeah. Who's the director?
I can't wait to see which one's like, bro. I mean, they're both gonna be fucking two good movies back to back.
So it's gonna be two good movies. What I'm really excited for is the ratings that we're gonna give each movie, because I would love to see what actually comes out on top. You know, is Fantastic Four going to beat Superman, or is Superman actually going to be really good, maybe better than our expectations, or meet our expectations to the point where this is going to be like one of a top tier voted movie that we give it. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty curious. We got a couple months left to wait for this, but I am very excited to see both, but leaning more towards the Marvel end for this.
This is going to be actually interesting because the director for the Fantastic movie, from what I'm seeing so far, all he's been directing are TV series. Well, he did WandaVision. He did Games of Thrones.
Oh, there you go. That was good.
Well, a couple episodes of Games of Thrones, yeah. A couple episodes. But, yeah. Who did The Boys, too? He did one episode.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
This would be interesting.
This could be
all
good.
TV series. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, but hey, you know, this could be their first really good, debut in a movie. So we'll have to see. But guys, I think that's it for today. Next week we'll do Captain America: Brave New World. I think the trailers were a little bit more exciting to talk about right now, but we'll give everyone another week to watch it, since it's still fairly new of a movie, and then we'll talk about it then. But let us know what you guys are excited for. I'm actually really curious as to are you guys more excited for Superman? You guys more excited for Fantastic Four? Are you only going to see one or the other? Are you going to see both? I'm definitely going to see both in IMAX. That's for sure. And but yeah, let us know what you're more excited for or whatever. We'd love to hear it. But thank you guys for joining on in. Thank you for coming on down and joining us and talking with us. And we hope to see you guys in the next episode. So see you guys